Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for Freakier Friday. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Share, I'm leave a like, comment below, and know your thoughts on Freakier Friday. And, of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I will greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, the long-awaited sequel to Freaky Friday. I believe it's been 22 years since that first one came out. I've been saying the original for the longest time, but then someone corrected me, says no, Freaky Friday is actually a reboot of another Freaky Friday that came out from Disney a long time ago that I have still yet to see. So I might put that on here in the next coming weeks. But yeah, that Freaky Friday, the first one, the 2003 version, holds a very special place in my heart. I said this on my immediate reaction on TikTok that was me and my older sister's movies that we would watch all the time. We had the DVD, or maybe it was still VHS at the time. And again, we just had that on repeat. You know, we would listen to that song a lot of times, you know, at the end of On and On and On. Like we would listen to that song quite a bit. We would quote the "and how do you feel about that" bit a lot of times with each other. Hell, even to this day we do it. So yeah, you know, when a sequel was announced, I was in. But then the trailer came out because Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, they are back. And they are the vocal point of this movie, which I was hesitant about that they wouldn't be, because they are playing two completely different characters. And within that, it just made me hesitant. I said pessimistic on my immediate reaction. I think hesitant is the better word, because I was going to see it regardless and I was going to give it a fair chance. Pessimistic makes it seem like I wasn't going to give it a chance. No, I was just very hesitant going into it. And when this movie started, my hesitations looked like to be true, because understandably so in a lot of ways, because in the first movie, I'm trying really hard not to say original, is that you didn't have to ham it up as much within the beginning, because you only had to worry about two characters and you know which two were going to switch. While here, you have four. So the four that we are focused on, I'm telling you, the dial is ripped off at 11. Like, it's at pure max. They're doing all these little tidbits and they're making them very known so that you know when the switch happens and they start doing these different mannerisms, you know exactly who is who. Although I do feel like the trailers kind of explained it pretty well. So if you go in completely blind, so maybe you'll have a little bit of a hard time, but with it. But, you know, with how hammed up it was, again, and then it just becomes, once the switch happens, you are able to pinpoint on who is who, and that's why it's cranked to 11. And to me, the beginning just dragged quite a bit. Those 15 minutes, again, because you have to ham it up, the movie was just struggling for me a bit. Some of the jokes were hitting, don't get me wrong, but I would say more often or not, again, within those first, I want to say 15 minutes, I was kind of rolling my eyes a little bit, because it just felt like they were trying too hard. But in retrospect, I understand, because once the switch does happen, and that's clearly where we want to be, right, as an audience, we want to get to the switch. And the movie also wants to get there. They want these bodies to be transformed, because once we get there, boy, does the movie take on a whole other life. Because in a lot of ways, it is still hammed up to 11, but the movie is able to sing a lot more, and I think it really does find its footing. As like for the first 15 minutes, it's like you're trying to get out of bed and you're showering, and then once the switch happens, you had your coffee, and we are ready to rock and roll and take on the day. Because man, I was having such a blast once the switch happens, because you could just tell the creators, and if I had to guess, this is maybe a Jamie Lee note that she probably did, saying, hey, you know what, just let us riff. Like, I could see in the script, body switch happens, and they have reactions towards the mirror like we did in the original. And they just said, all right, just say stuff. And they were just doing all these different things, and I was having a really good time with it. Now, some of the jokes did get a little tiresome towards the end, you know, when with the younger crowd, who is being Anna and Tess, who is Julia Butters, who plays Harper, Lindsay Lohan's daughter, or Anna's daughter, and Sophia Hammond's Lily, who is going to be the stepdaughter, because the story of the movie is Anna is going to get married and she has a daughter, and, you know, the two daughters collide with each other. They're not huge fans. So once the switch happens and the younger crowd is going out of the way and they're doing a lot of the old jokes, I will say Sophia Hammond does a great job playing Jamie Lee. Again, some of those mannerisms, she plays it very well. And again, it gets a little tiresome after a little bit, and they do start to dial back. But when she is going, oh my God, I bend over and I'm not in pain, I was laughing quite a bit. But again, those jokes we kind of go back to because it is kind of the one note you can really do consistently. Same thing with Jamie Lee, Tess playing Lily, right? When there is a scene where they have to grab some products, right, that are for older people. And, it's funny, but again, younger person playing old, you can only go so far with those jokes. To me, Lindsay Lohan, who I am so happy for her for having this second life that she is having, that she did the work, that she got sober, all that stuff, and now she is actually doing projects that she wants to do, as opposed to in the past, she probably felt pressure to do, which led her down the path that she went on. Now that she has gone down, she did the work, she got clean, and now she's doing projects that she wants to do. You can tell on screen, not just within this movie, but previous movies, she's having fun again. And a resurgence of Lindsay Lohan is always going to be welcome to me because, again, she was of my time. Like, I watched a lot of movies of her, and just seeing her have a ball, playing a younger version of herself, playing Harper, the daughter, played by Julia Butters, again, was a lot of fun to see, especially seeing her dressed young and all that. Kind of wanted a little bit more of her. I feel like, for the most part, out of the two, Jamie Lee was getting most of the laughs from me, but Lindsay Lohan does a lot of good work as well. But again, I'm just really happy to see her getting work again, and again, just her having fun. It really does make me happy. To me, the real standout of this movie, though, is Julia Butters playing Harper / Anna when the body switch does happen, because in a lot of ways, she almost sound like her line delivery and the way she's looking, the way that she's reacting to situations. I do see Anna and I do feel Anna. There is a scene at a dinner table where, they just cut to her and she has no lines. She's just reacting to everything that is happening, and you can see the heart breaking, and it is so good. I mean, I'm actually getting kind of chills thinking about it. So, Julia, if this is something you want to continue to pursue, which it does look like it is, I think you have a wonderful career ahead of you. Again, she to me was the real standout because, again, a lot of the line delivery, a lot of her jokes were really good too. There was actually one montage scene between her and Lily, or Tess and Anna, because the body switch has happened, and they're younger and they see some fast food and they're going, look, I know we need to do something here, but our metabolism is so strong and we're gonna be able to handle this. We haven't had junk food in a long time. What do you say we pig out? And the montage of this had me dying laughing, because that's something, unfortunately, I can relate to now. I ain't as good as I once was, but boy, your boy used to be able to throw down when it came to some food. So seeing that really did make me laugh quite a bit. I really did enjoy that montage quite a bit. Got the biggest laugh out of me. And also when we do get to the drama stuff, when it comes to connection, because a lot of things is about, Harper and Lily finding that bond within each other, and playing Jamie Lee and Lindsay Lohan playing that, and seeing that dynamic of, they're really it's really their movie, but Jamie Lee and Lindsay Lohan are still the forefront. I got in the feels quite a bit, and when it does get to the super dramatic scenes, I ain't ashamed to admit I did cry. Like, I was in the feels when it got to that dramatization. Now, is this movie as good as the original? To me, no, right? Because that movie is going to have a very special place in my heart. But I can only imagine there's going to be a 5 to 8 year old. That's about the age I was watching it. They're watching it with their mom or their dad or whoever. And I could see this movie taking a life of its own and being there, because I think this is a worthy legacy sequel to this movie. There's a lot of ongoing jokes that once the body switch happens, I have a great time with it. And I have real no notes to it. Again, the only thing that really drags the movie down for me a little bit is those first 15 minutes. And it does take a little bit for it to fully catch up, to get the motor completely running. Again, first 15 minutes is like waking up out of bed. And then once the body switch happens, the coffee has We have had our coffee, and we are ready to take on the day. But yeah, if I had to rank this on a lemon scale, where it goes sour lemon. Expired store-bought lemonade, a lot of bad behaviors, good. Store-bought lemonade, good behaviors, bad. Lemonade, it's a movie. Freshly squeezed lemonade, really good, minor problems. And strawberry lemonade at the very top, because that's the best kind of lemonade. I'm gonna say Freakier Friday. I'm gonna give it the leeway. I'm gonna give it a freshly squeezed lemonade. In a lot of ways, this could be just a lemonade, but man, again, when that switch happens, and the fact that I cried, which I really don't do a lot in movies. I'm usually able to be like, oh, that is sad. Like, I still feel, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like completely shunned to movies and all that. Like, I can still feel, but usually I'm just like, oh man, that's sad. I really hope they work it out. Now in this movie, like the tears were actually coming down quite a bit, which again, I don't typically have. So for that, I'm going to give it the freshly squeezed lemonade. I think this is worthy of going to the theater. Does this have the rewatchability of the original? Again, to me, probably not, but I can see a kid who is going to fall in love with this movie and really watch it a lot. And I think that's the magic of Disney films. But let me know what y'all think about it down in the comment section. Leave a like if you made it this far within the review. I do greatly appreciate it. And again, hit that subscribe button as I am trying to grow into my YouTube career. And until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.